Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching you my flawless foundation routine. Foundation is so key, it's the base of every makeup look, it's the base of this makeup look. So if you want to learn how to get flawless looking foundation like this, then please keep watching. Hey everyone, so here I am barefaced with not a stitch of makeup on, which honestly I don't feel embarrassed about. So many people are like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm showing myself without makeup, but like, this is my face, you know? Like, makeup is a fun way of self-expression, but you've got to love what's underneath it, you know? The first step in getting a flawless foundation is pulling back your hair. So many people forget to pull back their hair, and then they just end up having like their forehead that just doesn't match the rest of their body. So yeah, pull that back, make sure you get every inch of your face. So next, I guess it's really important to sort of get a flawless base. So I'm talking about skincare. It's super important to moisturize and to prep your skin before applying any makeup, because if you don't have a good base, then it's just not going to look good. So the first step in that is using this Lancome Genifique. You can use any serum that you have. I just like this one because it's anti-aging properties, and you can check out my serum review, which I'll link down below, if you want to learn more about that, or if you want to pick whatever serum is best for you. I'm just going to use about this much, and sadly it's like the end of my little bottle and I can't afford the real stuff, so hopefully Sephora will have it on sample again. But anyway, so I just massage this between my fingers just to warm it up because it is an oil, and then you want to rub that on your face, being careful not to tug because you don't want to cause any wrinkles. So I like to put some on my neck as well, because your neck is one of those places where like you see the aging first, so I like to do that. Then you want to let it set for about a minute or so, and then you want to go in with a moisturizer. Now I like using this Crème Légère Instant Moisturizer by Sephora. It just basically sinks right into your skin, so you can put on your makeup like right away, which I don't know about you guys, but I press the snooze button way too much and need a little extra time in the morning, so if I don't have to sit around waiting for my moisturizer to sink in, then that's great for me. Is it the best at anti-aging? Probably not, but hey, it's what works for me in the morning, so I'm going to use about this much, and then once again, just massage that into my face, being careful not to tug or anything. And on my neck. Alright, next what's super important is going in with a primer. Now, not too many people use a primer, but it's really important because it just makes your makeup stay and just preps your skin even more to have a good surface to put it on, sort of smooths out any fine lines and hides any pores. So the primer that I'm going to be using today is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I got this as a sample at Sephora, and I'm actually doing a first impression on it, so take a look out for that. I'll link it down below once it's out. But yeah, it's my first round using it, so we'll see how it goes. So we're just going to massage that between the fingers and put it on the face. So far this is a pretty spreadable foundation. I seem to like it, but you'll have to see my review for my final results. So now we're finally onto our foundation. Our face is fully prepped and ready for it. So there's a huge debate on whether you should do your foundation first, or your concealer first, or your eye makeup first. Personally, I like to do my eye makeup first if I am wearing like a super dark look, if I'm using some black, because then there'll be fallout and then I want to like fix it up with any concealer afterwards. But when I'm not doing a super heavy eye look, I like to do my foundation first. And that's because, and I learned this off of Shan XO, when you're putting on your concealer, if you put your foundation on over it, you're just kind of like wiping away the concealer that you had already put on, so it just negates the effects. So, I mean, what's more important, like covering up any like light inconsistencies in your face, or covering up the problem spots that you wanted to with concealer, so like under the eyes and your like pimples or whatever. So I like to go in with foundation first and then continue with cover up. So what I like to do is, first of all, I'm using L'Oreal True Match in N1. And I just like to use an old compact. This used to have blush in it, and then I pour a bit of the foundation in it just to have a level surface for my brush. So the brush I'm using is this Sephora Flawless Airbrush for foundation. So I'm just going to lightly dab that and get an even coverage, and then I'm just going to apply it to my skin and really spread it out. super important to get a little bit on your neck, just so that you sort of blend in. And it's really important, and once again, ShanXO taught me this, to get your ears, because you want your ears to match the rest of your body. And you want to make sure that you get it decently into your hairline as well, because you want everything to match. Now you want to match your foundation to sort of the rest of your body, not necessarily just to the face, because you want everything to look kind of seamless. So once I've gone in with my brush and sort of applied it lightly, I like to go in with a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender, just to sort of like blend everything out and sort of brush away any brush strokes and sort of blend it a little more than the brush would. Alright, so next is concealer. So I like to use this Duo Corrector Perfector 10H Fix Correct Concealer by Sephora. I really like it because it has two ends on it. So this first end is for your under eye area, and it's sort of a little flatter and rounder. So I like to apply that in a triangle. You don't want to just apply it to the bags under your eyes, because then it just highlights it. We really want it to blend together. And then I really don't believe in getting concealer that's a shade lighter. I believe in getting a concealer that's like the same size as you, or the same color as you, just because I feel like when you get like a color lighter, it just like highlights that area, and like you just don't necessarily want to be highlighting the bags under your eyes. And then you want to go in and get your nose. And then I'm going to go in with this end of it, which is amazing because it has salicylic acid in it, so it's like a like corrector as opposed to just like concealing it. And like I used to have trouble with concealers that would like break me out as soon as I put anything on it, but this actually like has salicylic acid in it, so it's a spot treatment for your pimples. So I'm just gonna put it wherever I have little spots. And then the next step is completely optional, but I like to do it just because I do a lot of contouring. So you want to just make a straight line down your nose, just to make it look a little straighter, and then just highlight right here. I get a lot of breakouts in this area anyway, so I want to cover it up anyway, but yeah, totally optional. And then now that we have all of our concealer on, we're going to blend it out with a beauty blender again. Now, if you haven't tried a beauty blender yet, I strongly suggest them. I don't like them for straight up just putting foundation on, because I feel like it sort of soaks up a lot of the foundation, at least with my True Match and with my BB cream that I use. So I suggest my method of putting it on with a brush and then blending it out with a beauty blender. It just makes everything look a little more natural. Alright, so the final step is going in with a powder, and I like to use this MAC Studio Fix powder, and my color is an NW20. You want to match this to your foundation, obviously. Yeah, it works really well. It gives like a little bit of extra coverage, and I sometimes just wear like BB cream and this, and then it's enough coverage for me. And if you put it with an actual like fond de teint foundation, then it just gives like really flawless coverage. So I'm going in with the Sephora Pro Flawless Light Powder Brush number 50. So you just want to take a little bit on there and then just lightly dust it across the face. Now this is going to set your foundation and just give it a little bit more coverage. So remember to get your ears and get some down your neck. And there we have our flawless foundation. Now you're probably saying it looks a little flat, and that's because usually I'd go in and do some contouring and things like that afterwards. But I mean, everyone contours differently, and I just wanted this to be a straight foundation routine. So if you want to see how I contour, you can see my latest video. It's also the makeup look that's going to be shown later, so that can show you how to do that. But once you add in your contouring and your blush, then your face really just is perfect, but it's best to have a flawless foundation in order to do it. So this is the look completed with all of my contouring done, all of my makeup done. And as you can see, the foundation is key in holding this look together. This is my look for Cate Blanchett in Cinderella, and she has quite flawless skin in it. If you want to see that tutorial, I'll link it down below. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Alright, thanks. Bye!